What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class RID Universe Autobot Cyber. Now, this character is, it's a cool looking character, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything negative about it right off the bat, but what I'm saying right now is I really wish this was the first design that they came up with, not the secondary afterthought. So, anyways, you know the rules. We don't take a look at the figure first. We take a look at the box, and in the box we have, on the front here, we have a nice image of Sideburn. On the side, we have a nice image of Sideburn. On the side, we got Sideburn. On the back, you got some nice, cool looking product shots you got going on here. You got something that you can do with the gun. You can do. He comes with with the typical shield. Comes with all of that. 40 years of Transformers, Hasbro. On the side, you got that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Legacy looking art, Legacy United artwork. Not Legacy looking, Legacy United artwork going on there with the whole thing. And that's about it for the box. So now to bring in the figure. Now this figure, I'm gonna be straightforward with everybody. I didn't care for this. I really didn't. I did not care for this figure. Like, I didn't care for the Shadow Strip version, and I don't care for this one either. The only reason why I'm getting this is because it was from the 2000s RID show, and this was one of my favorite characters from the show. And I only remembered seeing 1 or 2 episodes, and it was like on a VHS tape or something like that, and that was the last I ever saw of RID. So yeah. But pretty much that's it for all of that. In terms of accessories, he comes with his blaster here. There's only one place you can really store it, which is on top here. Can't really store it. I mean, you could store it on the back if you wanted to. I mean, there's a little port right here. You can just totally shove that right there. So it can sit on the back, or it can sit on the top. Either one works. So there's that. And if you guys ended up getting not the Shadow Strip, the Shadow Striker version of this, that figure, from what I understand, had issues. This one has fixed those issues, from what I understand. From what I also understand, the issues were these panels were not lining up correctly. As you can clearly see, mine's lined up pretty darn well. I don't see any issues with mine, so there's that. And there was also an issue of this back piece not staying on properly. They thickened up the peg a little bit more, and they managed to make it work a bit better. So, yeah. So there's the Shadow Strip right there, like so. And now, you all know what time it is. It's time for scale comparisons. We all love that. So, here he is with the Studio Series 86 Deluxe Bumblebee. The current Bumblebee, which you can now get this guy at Walmart and Target. You don't have to wait around for it to be an exclusive and anything of the nature. So, here he is with the Legacy United previous wave. Here he is with Deluxe Class Shard. Here he is with Legacy United Deluxe Class Gears. And finally, here he is with the 2000s universe. I like to, okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think this guy was also in RID. Was he not in RID? I don't remember. I'm fairly positive he was, but anyways, here he is with the 2000s universe Scourge from Legacy and Velocitron Speedy 500. So yeah, I think he would have been a much better choice for Velocitron Speedy 500 than this guy. So. So now that we've taken a look at the scale comparisons, we've done all the stuff that we typically do, now we can get this guy into robot mode. And to get this guy in robot mode, it was a pain in the butt to get him in vehicle mode. I'm just going to flat out say that right now. So in order to start things, you're going to want to remove this. Oh goodness, there's parts forming. And you're also going to want to, well, I like to remove the windshields or the roof just to make things a little easier. And then what you're left with is this. So let's get these pieces ready to go first. So with this piece, in order to make things a little nicer on yourself, you're going to take the gun and you're going to take that little peg and shove it right on into the port. So now you have his gun. So there's that. And in order for this to turn into the shield, you're going to want to take this, you're going to fold it all the way in, but you're going to take the peg and you're going to fold it like that. So you want this looking like this, and you want the gun looking like this. So Now we can remove those off to the side. We can now bring in the figure and we can get into the transformation. So to start things off, I like to just bring the arms up a little bit, just a little bit. You don't have to bring them up a ton, just a little bit. So then you're going to come to these sections, you're going to untab them and open up the door sections like that. And then after you've done that, you're going to come to this bottom section of the feet here. You're going to untab them. They tab in very nicely and securely, but you're going to bring it forward just enough to a point where you can then bend these, or at the very least you can, take these and bend them up a bit. Make sure you. This is one of those figures that's a pain in the butt in a sense here. So then you're gonna basically kind of. I'm having issues with this figure because I remembered how difficult it was to get this into vehicle mode, and now I'm starting to remember how difficult it was to get it into robot mode. So yes, this thing was not pleasant to get into either one of those modes. So then you're gonna fold that forward, bring these all the way back, and kind of just fit this through that, like that. And there's one leg that went through, and then we got to get this guy to go through. It's very, very strange and rough. I don't like doing this because it separates things from where they need to be, but you're going to take these legs, bend them forward like that. So then you can take this whole backpack section and bring it all the way back like that, and then we can then take these sections and fold them all the way back. Actually, let's do that while this is all the way up on this hinge here. They are going to snap into place, and that's how you know everything is all in place properly. So bring these pieces up like so. Next, you're going to come to the front of the vehicle, of the car, and you're going to kind of just separate the top of this. And this was one issue that we had in the live stream where we could not get this to separate properly. So if you can somehow manage to get all of this to separate properly, then there we go. You're going to basically separate that. There we go. These are tabbed in very, very securely under here. So once you've done those, you're going to bring this hood section up, rotate the legs on these inside hinges down, make sure that they are rotated properly. So bring them down like this. Rotate it on that inward thigh joint, make sure that the feet are all proper, and then we can take these pieces, fold them all the way up, and then this will just rest like that. And then we're going to compress the backpack all in together like that, and then just bring these pieces down just a little bit so that way they look better, and straighten it all out, make sure that this is all nice and done properly. Do the same thing on this side, and straighten that out one more time, and then we can come into these, and we can take this piece here, and we can just shove it right on here, if this will behave and cooperate. So that's gonna go right there. It's gonna go right in this port. If I can get it to go in this port. There we go. And then it goes like that. So then he has it like this. And then here's his gun. And then there we go. Here you go. There you have Sideburn in his robot mode. And I dig this figure a lot. I totally dig it. Firstly, let's take a look at this head sculpt. This head sculpt is just amazing. Like, it's totally just beautiful. I can't say anything more other than the fact that it's just gorgeous. So, I mean, the main reason why I bought this was because it's mainly just an art piece in that frontal sense. So, yeah. Anywho, you'll know what that is. We're going to jump into the final scale comparisons, and we'll jump into final thoughts, and then we shall get into the ranking of this figure with it in the rest of all of that. So here he is next to Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Here he is next to Deluxe Class Shard. Here he is next to the Legacy United Deluxe Class Gears. And finally, here he is next to the 2000s Universe Scourge. So, final thoughts on this guy. Well, in the live stream, we had massive issues. The instructions were borderline no help. However, I must say, there is one thing I must agree with on this, is that they made it double blast effects compatible. So you can shove the blast effects pieces into the gun like this, but you also can remove, let's just remove the gun for the sake of this. You can also remove that piece and it still shoots. So that's something that I do appreciate with this figure, is that they did do, at the very least, that. So that I cannot complain about. But what I am going to complain about is the transformation on this guy. Absolute garbage. It was just garbage. To transform it, there were so many blue plastic bits that were like scraping off and having issues in the live stream. This guy is never going back into vehicle mode at all. So just remember that. So I suppose in the ranking of this figure, I'm gonna have to rank this figure. I'm gonna rank it pretty highly, but also pretty lowly for this type of figure. Now, the reason why I say highly but lowly is because this figure is basically just an art piece. It's not really something that I would transform again, transform it another time. After like the third or fourth, maybe fifth transformation, it's gonna break. So that's something that I think is a little bit to be aware of when you come across this specific figure and or this specific mold. So there's that. Yeah, so basically in that sense that I can't rank it anything higher than a 6.5. So anywho, this is Thomas Fan 01 saying, do not forget to subscribe to Jordy's Rail Videos, Patrick with the Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, Take Along Productions, The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, and New York Toy Hunter, as they all have done some amazing work in the past, will continue to do so in the future. And this is Thomas Fan 01 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Don't forget it.